Pain does not only hurt us when it happens, sometimes it leaves a story behind. And if that pain happened early enough in life, that story can become very believable. It can become the way we see ourselves, the way we see others, and the way we see love, the way we see safety, the way we see what is possible for our life. And I want to say this with a lot of compassion. Sometimes the beliefs we carry about ourselves are not actually true. They may have been formed in pain. They may have been formed in trauma. They may have been formed in rejection, criticism, abandonment, fear, or the need to protect ourselves. And sometimes those beliefs were even formed around people who loved us, parents, family, teachers, people who maybe genuinely believed they were helping us, protecting us, correcting us, or preparing us for life. And I want to say this very clear. This is not about hating our parents or condemning the people who raised us. Many times they were operating from the only paradigm they knew. They were repeating old ways of understanding, old patterns, old fears, old systems of love that may have been sincere, but still not always produce what love intended. They may have been trying to love us, but they did not always know how to love us in the way our soul needed at the time. And because we were young, open, and still forming our sense of self, we sometimes turned those experiences into messages about who we were. So we created internal messages. Maybe I'm not safe. Maybe I'm not enough. Maybe I have to hide. Maybe I have to perform. Maybe I have to protect myself. Maybe this is just who I am. And for a season, some of those beliefs may have helped us survive. They may have helped protect us. They may have got us through something we did not yet have tools to understand. But years later, those same beliefs can begin shaping our habits, our bodies, our relationships, our health, our attitude, and the way we walk through life. And at some point, we may need to ask, is this really who I am? Or is this an old message that I have been living from for so long that I started calling it my identity? Because sometimes people say, this is just the way I am. But often, it is not the way you are. It is the way you adapted. It is the way you protected yourself. It is the way you learned to survive. And if it was learned, it can be examined. And if it can be examined, it can be questioned. And if it can be questioned, it can be rewritten. We have to update the internal messages sometimes, the firmware, if you will. We look at the beliefs we carry about ourselves. We look at the consequences those beliefs created in our lives. We look honestly but lovingly at the patterns that keep repeating. And then we begin to choose a new message, a truer message, a more loving message, a message that actually serves the life we want to live now. This is part of the mind, body, and spirit transformation work that I feel called to offer. Because changing your life is not just about changing your habits. It's about changing the inner story that keeps producing those habits. It's about changing the belief that keeps shaping the body, the attitude, the choices, the relationships, and the future. And I want to be clear about the spirit of this work. This is a work of compassion and unconditional love. I offer it freely because I do not want money to be the barrier between someone and the healing their soul is asking for. I do survive on donations, and so if this work helps you, speaks to you, or blesses your life, you are welcome to donate from the space of love and appreciation for what we are building together. But it is not mandatory. The offering comes first, the love comes first, the healing comes first. So if something in you knows there is an old story you are ready to question, DM me, let's have a real conversation. And if you want to go deeper into how suffering can shape us and how we can begin to understand it differently, watch my video, Does Suffering Have Meaning? On YouTube at Theology of Love.